love me, please don't judge me. Got my hands tied, the power's above me. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm just a puppet here. If you wanna place blame, then look to the puppeteer. Family, fortune, envy, jealousy, privilege, passed on, legacy, secret, sabotage, borderline, felony, suicide, subtract, selfish, pedigree, yeah.
Wow, so the first HMS win of 2023, that happened a lot sooner than I thought it was going to happen. To be perfectly honest, I didn't have HMS win a single race until Atlanta this year with Chase Elliott, but of course a lot of my plans have now changed, mainly a lot of my picks with Elliott because of his leg injury suffered last Thursday or Friday from snowboarding up in Colorado. But yeah, you know, this week at HMS sweep, the third time HMS has had at least a 1-2-3 finish in a race. You know, HMS fans, we badly needed this after what happened earlier this weekend with Chase Elliott, you know. After everything with this fan base went through with Chase Elliott, you know, get a 1-2-3 sweep and doing it for Chase after all that, you know, that's a feel-good story there for the team after everything that's happened. So, yeah, that's a good moment there. I know a lot of people, I know a lot of NASCAR fans were criticizing Chase, asking why was he snowboarding during the season and why wasn't he doing this during the off-season? Because, well, that's not surprising because NASCAR fans are utter fucking dog shit. All I say is I don't fucking care what Chase Elliott does outside the track. It's his life, his body, his choice. If he wants to go fucking snowboarding, he's going to fucking do it on his own fucking free will, you know? And hey, you know, from what I heard, it wasn't really anything. It was just an accident, you know? Hey, shit happens. But yeah, Chase Elliott had leg surgery. It was a success, and he's going to be out for several weeks. I've been hearing anywhere from a month to maybe 3 months, so not 100% sure how long exactly Chase Elliott's going to be out, but it's going to be a while. He might be out for like close to 10, 11 races, maybe the same amount of time that Kyle Busch was out from his leg injury in 2015. But yeah, you know, we'll talk about more of that when we get to the Cup race and the recap. But yeah, the Vegas recap this week. We also had IndyCar and F1 start their seasons up. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's take a look at all the action this weekend. So the truck race at Vegas happened, and well, it was Kyle Busch's first Truck Series race. And yeah, Kyle Busch in a Truck Series race, we already know how this usually ends 9 times out of 10. Even with Kyle Busch switching from Toyota to Chevrolet, it's still the same damn shit. The same damn result we've had every goddamn time. Like if you're a Truck Series regular and you see Kyle Busch's name on the entry list, you're already fucked from the get-go. And it was really the Kyle Busch show. Kyle Busch dominated most of this race. Like, the only driver that had any shot of a glimmer of hope was Zane Smith, but Zane Smith was still no match for Kyle Busch because Kyle Busch is Kane Leach in Xfinity and trucks. And Kyle Busch gets another meaningless Truck Series win that does nothing for him in the Cup Series chase. Let me just say this. I would like Kyle Busch a hell of a lot more if he didn't run Xfinity and trucks all the goddamn time to pad his stats. Because really, he really benefits nothing from Xfinity and truck wins other than money and pride. That's literally it. He just really goes down the series, beats on a bunch of kids just to pad his fucking stats. In Xfinity and trucks. Like, if he didn't run Xfinity and trucks all the damn time, I'd probably have him as one of my top 5 favorite drivers, but just can't with him always going down when he has no business being in Xfinity and trucks. But yeah, so far, Zane Smith, that looks like the guy to be in trucks this year. As it looks like Zane Smith's chances of going back-to-back this year look pretty high. But yeah, not bad, you know. But yeah, anyway, congrats, though, to the real winner, Zane Smith. Because Kyle Busch should not be in trucks. But yeah, you know, It's just, at least Kyle Busch is in the next truck race in Atlanta since he no longer does super speedways. But yeah, what else do you expect from trucks when Kyle Busch is in it? You already know he's going to win 9 times out of 10, and I won like only $15 for me because I put money on Kyle Busch to win because I knew he was winning the race. Of course, now on to Xfinity, which was the best race of the week, best race at Vegas this weekend. And even though this race was the return of Kyle Busch in Xfinity, after Kyle Busch lied to everybody about being done in Xfinity after he got his 100 meaningless Xfinity wins milestone back in 2021. And in this race, Kyle Busch was not really a factor in this race. Even if he started the back and he really wasn't up front contending for the win. Like, he only was up there briefly and then lost the lead a few laps later to Chandler Smith. Like, Chandler Smith had had the best car to race all race, along with Austin Hill and Allgaier. You know, it was mainly between those three for the win for the most part, and Kyle Busch was like the 4th best car out there. And then we get to the final few laps of the race as Chandler Smith, I'm not sure what happened to Chandler Smith, but it seems like maybe that team did not keep up the ever-changing track conditions late in the race. Well, Austin Hill's team did and made the right adjustments, and whatever adjustments they made to that 21 car on that final run, it worked. Because Austin Hill was able to run down Chandler Smith and ran him down and forced him to make a mistake and pass Chandler Smith clean, fair, and square as they were coming to the white flag. And then Austin Hill goes on and gets the win at Vegas. So Austin Hill has now won 2 of the first 3 races. So Austin Hill gets the win, and with Austin Hill winning this race, it means that Austin Hill, because of NASCAR's new rules to pretty much make points mean fucking nothing, and reward winning and going all in on the winning your in gimmick, it means that already at the start of March, we have our first driver officially locked into the Xfinity Chase, as Austin Hill has officially punched his ticket to the Xfinity Chase. This is why the winning your in gimmick is fucking stupid and dumb, along with the fucking chase grid in general. So yeah, Austin Hill is the first driver to lock himself in, and we're only in March, and the Xfinity Chase doesn't even start till mid-September. So Austin Hill's already locked in with 6 months remaining in the regular season. Like, seriously, who in NASCAR thought getting rid of the top 20 and top 30 rules in Cup, Xfinity, and trucks was a good idea? Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? Like, hell, you don't any longer have to be good anymore as long as you get a lucky break. But yeah, I told you all about this situation back in January. If a driver wins 2 of the first 3 races of the season. And it happened. Austin Hill made that scenario happen. And now Austin Hill's in the chase with 6 months remaining in the season. So yeah, Austin Hill doesn't even have to be good now for the rest of the year because he's already in anyway. But yeah, so far it looks like Austin Hill is the man to beat in Xfinity this year, mainly with guys like Allmendinger, Gregson, and Gibbs all up in Cup this year. Now Austin Hill's the favorite for the championship. And Austin Hill finally gets his first win of the first career win in Xfinity on a non-super speedway track. So yeah, Austin Hill has talent after all. And of course, we should all go to Ultimate 23 Karen right now, as she went on a massive rampage after, claiming that NASCAR rigged the race for Austin Hill and calling him NASCAR's golden boy and Mickey Hill. It's like, and saying that NASCAR rigged it for him because Austin Hill somehow ran him down and passed him clean, and Chandler Smith made a mistake. I literally looked at that tweet and I was like, what the fuck is she on? Like, if Ultimate 23 Karen is watching this video, is she smoking fucking crack? What? How in the fuck did NASCAR rig the race for Austin Hill? And if NASCAR was going to rig it for anybody, why the hell would it be for Austin Hill, of all people? Like, literally, Austin Hill won this race fair and square. Not Austin Hill's fault that Chandler Smith has inexperience in these situations on learning how to finish races. Chandler Smith made a mistake. Austin Hill won the race clean. Ran him down, passed him clean, won fair and square. No excuses here. But yeah, Ultimate 23 Karen is going to continue to make fucking excuses to discredit Austin Hill when there literally are none. But yeah, this just shows how much of a dumbass Ultimate 23 Dragon is. Let me just say this. This is the same stupid bitch that said that NASCAR should get rid of Daytona and Talladega and Atlanta to solve the yellow line controversy. Yeah, because getting rid of 2 landmark tracks in Daytona and Talladega and 2 fan favorites. Yeah, get rid of those 2 tracks. That'll totally help solve their sports problems. That will just make it worse, you dumbass. God, you wonder why I keep saying that NASCAR has the dumbest fan base in all of pro sports. It's because of dipshits like Ultimate 23 Karen that are why. And saying stupid take after stupid take, and she wonders why she keeps getting harassed on the internet. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder if it has anything to do with you making shitty takes and targeting Austin Hill's fan base for no fucking reason. Hell, I'm not even an Austin Hill or an RCR fan. I just respect good fucking wheel when I see it, and Austin Hill has good wheel. And then the whole Chase Elliott leg thing, she tried to blame the whole leg thing on HMS for prioritizing Larson over him and claiming Larson is HMS's golden boy. It's like, what? What the fuck does Kyle Larson have to do with Chase Elliott injuring himself in a snowboarding accident? Jesus Christ, Ultimate 23, I'm just gonna say this here. Lay off the fucking crack pipe. Drugs are bad. Kids, you see what Ultimate 23 Karen is doing? Don't do that. Lay off the crack. Drugs are bad, okay? You take drugs, you end up being as fucking retarded as Ultimate 23 Dragon. No offense to any, no offense. No offense to my viewers. But yeah, don't do drugs, kids. Or you end up like Ultimate 23 Karen. Yeah, I don't even have to go any further. Ultimate 23 Dragon is easily this week's NASCAR locale of the week. This is an easy fucking choice. Hell, I already know about NASCAR's inconsistent officiating, but that officiating is no match for Ultimate 23 Karen. She is the easy choice for this week's NASCAR locale of the week. And no, I'm not targeting or harassing you. I'm just calling you out and holding you accountable for your actions, Ultimate 23 Dragon. Get humbled, you dumb bitch. Hey, but yeah, keep saying stupid takes of Ultimate 23 Dragon, because the more you fuck around with your stupid takes, the more you're gonna find out. So yeah, keep playing fuck around and find out. Let's see how it ends for you. Now I wish I could add F1 to the recap here, but we had too much drama for F1 to where I'm forced to take anything I said from the F1 race out of this recap and give it its own video, aka Days of Our Mercedes. God damn it, motorsports is gonna fucking kill me this year, isn't it? Why can't Mercedes be fucking drama-free? Oh, that's right, because they still got Lewis fucking Hamilton, the goddamn diva, that's why. But yeah, I won't spoil the race too much, but I'll just say this here. You want to know how you know it's going to be a long year for F1 this year? When you already know who the fucking champion is going to be after one goddamn race. Yeah. How the fuck did F1 get even remotely close to NASCAR in the ratings? Oh yeah, that's right, because they have a badass intro song before every race. That in the Netflix Drive to Survive series. Yeah, that tends to help. NASCAR's easily better than F1. But NASCAR might lose in the ratings to F1 because of marketing and NASCAR fumbling the fucking ball. Every golden chance they get, they fumble it. But yeah, I would say NASCAR is the best of the big three motorsports this weekend, this year, right now. But there's one motorsport that's still better than NASCAR right now. Yep, it's that time of year. It's IndyCar season, baby. IndyCar's finally back, baby. The off season's over. We got our first race of the season at St. Petersburg, Florida, on the streets. Of course, for anyone that's frustrated with F1 and wants to see an open wheel motorsport that's actually competitive, well, IndyCar is the perfect place for you. Only reason IndyCar doesn't get a whole lot of attention is because of bad marketing from NBC. That's about it. Like, if they actually had half-decent marketing, they would be right up there in the ratings with NASCAR and Formula One. But yeah, this race in St. Petersburg, it was something. This race was something, especially on the opening lap, where we would have a huge crash on the opening lap, which saw Devlin DeFrancesco go airborne after he got tangled up into a pile-up with Helio Castroneves and Simon Pagenaud. After Castroneves checked up for Rosenquist getting loose into the wall after contact with Dixon, and Castroneves got turned from behind by David Malukas. And then DeFrancesco got launched in the air by Peterson. Thank fuck for the goddamn Halo aero screen thingy. Like, the aero screen, it's literally a halo with a fucking windshield. But yeah, it red flagged the race there. But yeah, the season started, and we had a big crash. Well, damn. So then we had to wait a bit, and then the race would get going. And really, the early part of this race was dominated by Romain Grosjean with the 28 of Andretti. And then during the middle of a green flag pit cycle, we would then get a bit of a caution fest, which started with Connor Daly getting loose and spinning out. And then on the ensuing restart, we would then get another multi-car crash, which would see Kyle Kirkwood go airborne and still land on all four tires. So yeah, within the first half of the race, we had two cars go airborne, and both cars were Andretti cars. Well, halfway through the race, and the IndyCar race was already becoming an Andretti Autosport team killer. Damn. And then on the next restart, a few laps after the next restart, Colton Herta would make contact with Will Power, and Herta would go on the tire barrier and retire from the race. And then Will Power got a penalty, beep, for accidental contact, which I found that very questionable. Why Power got that penalty? It was just a racing incident. That wasn't worthy of a fucking penalty. But then the second half of the race, because of the cautions, it brought Scott McLaughlin in, and then it became a two-car battle for the win for much of the second half of the race between Grosjean and Scott McLaughlin. And then on the final round of pit stops, Grosjean would come in a lap or two earlier before McLaughlin to get the undercut. But then when McLaughlin came out, he would beat Grosjean back out on the track, but Grosjean would get a good run on the back straightaway on hot tires while McLaughlin was on cold tires. And then entering turn 4, somebody had to lift it because there was no way they were going to go through that turn unscathed. Unfortunately, neither McLaughlin or Grosjean got that message of somebody had to lift, because neither driver lifted, and well, it went about as well as you expected. Both of them would make contact, and then both of them would go in the wall. So yeah, the two most dominant cars in this race, and Grosjean and McLaughlin, would both crash late in the race. And both of their chances would be dashed, especially Grosjean, as he was forced to retire from the race, and he then pounded the tire barrier in frustration. I hope to God that wasn't the burnt hand Grosjean suffered from Bahrain 3 years ago. Even though that hand probably healed and recovered anyway. Well, except for the scars on it, but still. I feel Grosjean's pain. Because Grosjean had this race in the bag. Like, it was going to be between him and McLaughlin. I think he could have won this race over McLaughlin. But in the end, that was just a racing deal. And unfortunately, both of them came out in the losing end. That also sucked for McLaughlin. He had a good car, too. And I'm starting to like McLaughlin, too. But yeah, through all of that, it would cycle out to have Pato O'Ward take the lead in the McLaren. With the two Chip Ganassi cars and Marcus Ericsson and Scott Dixon right behind. And when it looked like that Pato O'Ward was going to finally cruise to his first ever win in St. Petersburg, with around 2 or 3 to go, Pato O'Ward's engine would then weirdly stall out for about a brief second or two before restarting back up. And that brief second or two would allow Marcus Ericsson to catch O'Ward and pass him for the lead. So a weird fucking glitch in O'Ward's car would cost him the race, as despite O'Ward's best efforts, he could not catch back up to Marcus Ericsson. So whatever happened to O'Ward there, it cost him the win in St. Petersburg, as Marcus Ericsson goes on and wins the season opener in St. Petersburg. So Marcus Ericsson gets his 4th career win, and that's his third win on a street circuit. Because he's won in Detroit, he's won in Nashville, and now he's won in St. Petersburg. Like, it's the only win Ericsson's had in his career that wasn't on a street circuit was the Indy 500 last year. But yeah, Marcus Ericsson's definitely having himself putting together a solid IndyCar career so far. I think it's safe to say that Marcus Ericsson has the street courses figured out. Well, to be fair, mainly a lot of experience in F1 with Sauber tend to help you in that situation too. But yeah, Ericsson really showcases some good stuff too. Maybe Ericsson could put together a solid championship run this year. I mean, he was pretty solid last year and was in the championship fight for much of the second half of last season until he just fell apart and just had some inconsistency issues. But yeah, that sucks for O'Ward. O'Ward had the race in the bag after McLaughlin and Grosjean had some issues. But that was kind of weird what happened to him. That sucks. But yeah, an IndyCar is off for a month until they go to Texas. Oh God, not that shitty fucking track. Dear God. But yeah, that kind of sucks though that we have a 1 month break in between the first race and the second race. Like, IndyCar needs to schedule the races better. They need to add more races to the calendar. Like, there shouldn't be a 1 month break between the first race and the second race of the season. They can easily throw another race or two in that span. Like, you know, there are a lot of tracks they could fucking go to. Man. Like, give some other tracks opportunity. Like, you could, there's like a Watkins Glen. You could throw Sonoma on a schedule. Like, maybe do the Daytona road course if it's not too dangerous. Or even run in Sebring. Like, there are options out there. Or even run Road Atlanta. Like, there are options out there. Just fucking use them, goddammit. But yeah, the IndyCar season opener, it came and it delivered. It was probably the best race of this weekend. Even despite a little bit of that caution fest in the first half of the race, but the second half of the race made up for it. But yeah, that was also a shame what happened to Grosjean and McLaughlin. Now it was shaping up to be a good battle for the win there until they both wrecked each other out. That sucked. That sucked though, but still, solid race there. And yeah, the Cup race. The Cup race at Las Vegas happening. Well, this race was kind of a snoozer. As an HMS fan, I'll just say, this race was kind of mediocre. It was a mid-race at best, like at least a 4 or 5 out of 10 race. Like, it was mainly the HMS show. Like, HMS fucking dominated this race from start to finish for the most part. Mainly William Byron. He had one of probably the most dominant performance of his career so far in a win. And you had Larson also had some good speed there, especially in the second half of the race. And Alex Bowman was up there too. Like, much of the second half of this race, the HMS cars ran 1, 2, 3. And of course, for Chase Elliott, his substitution in the 9 car would be Josh Berry. And well, I mean, it's a substitute driver in Cup. What did you think was going to happen? Yeah, Barry kind of ran like ass. But yeah, with the other 3 cars running 1, 2, 3, Chase Elliott, if he raced this weekend, he easily would have been up there and we could have had a 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, what could have been. But yeah, mainly this race was pretty mid, but the turning point in this race, because near the end of this race, Larson had this race locked in the bag. Even though William Byron was slowly gaining on Larson in the closing laps, it wasn't going to be enough time for Byron to catch Larson, mainly because Larson got held up a bit in lap traffic. But the turning point of this race came with 4 to go, when NASCAR made a borderline caution call when Eric Almirola got loose and barely tapped the wall, and NASCAR threw the caution 3 seconds after Almirola tapped the wall. Like, it's a tough call to make about that caution call, if that was truly worthy of a caution or not. It's borderline. It's borderline for sure. Like, to be honest, I feel like that shouldn't have been a caution, but I think NASCAR just wanted to try to save this race from being complete ass. Because this race was nowhere near what it was last year. Because last year's Vegas races were actually pretty good. This one was kind of a disappointment. But yeah, this race was pretty mid, but NASCAR aside... But I guess since NASCAR decided, fuck it, let's throw a caution here and try and make the finish more exciting so fans can overrate this mediocre race. But yeah, so yeah, I think there was some manipulation there from NASCAR trying to manipulate the outcome of this race for sure. Like, it's not surprising. It's NASCAR doing NASCAR things. You know, doing their WWE sports entertainment gimmick impersonation bullshit. But yeah, then on the pit stops, everybody that pitted took 2 tires. Byron would beat Larson off pit lane. But Truex would get the lead by staying out. And he was the only car that stayed out. Let me be honest, staying out only works if you have enough cars stay out with you. That was not the case. He was all on his own. And then on the restart, well, Truex tried his best, but in the end, he got completely gangbanged by the HMS threesome of Byron, Larson, and Bowman. As both Larson and Bowman would get past Truex, but they couldn't catch Larson. Like, to be honest, all 3 HMS cars were good. Like, honestly, whichever HMS car got the lead was going to be hard to pass or beat. And in the end, Byron would get the great restart, and he would hold off both his teammates. And William Byron gets the win at Las Vegas, gets his 5th career win, his first win since Martinsville last year. But yeah, William Byron gets his first win of the season, and HMS rounds out the podium as this, and for the 3rd time in HMS's team history, they get a 1, 2, 3 finish. Of course, the other 2 times was the 1997 Daytona 500 and the Dover race in 2021 when HMS got the infamous 1, 2, 3, 4 finish. The 1, 2, 3, 4 sweep, that famous sweep. But yeah, you know, good win for HMS. You know, sad that Rick Hendrick wasn't there to celebrate it since he was with Chase Elliott in Dawsonville. You know, checking on Chase Elliott after his leg injury, you know. But yeah, this win was definitely for Chase Elliott and all the Elliott fans. And this win was effectively for every HMS fan out there after all the shit we've gone through this week with Elliott's injury and wondering what the hell was going to happen for Elliott and wondering how bad the injury was and how long it's going to be out. He's out for. You know, time will tell for sure, but I think it's going to be something similar to what Kyle Busch had in 2015 when he broke both his legs at Daytona in the Xfinity race. But yeah, Byron gets his first win of the season. And the shocking part about this race is that the highest finishing non-HMS driver was Bubba Wallace. Oh, that's a bit of a clusterfuck. And also on the last lap, there was a last lap crash involving Allmendinger and Chase Briscoe. And NASCAR chose not to throw a caution for that. Like, honestly, that last lap showed NASCAR's inconsistency and bullshit in a nutshell. Like, honestly, Allmendinger's crash on the last lap at Briscoe, that was more worthy of a fucking caution than Almirola's crash. Like, Allmendiener's crash was a legitimate caution, but NASCAR chose not to throw it for a caution. Chose not to throw it a yellow and kept it green. But Almirola just getting loose and trying and saving it is somehow a caution. But Allmendiener getting fucking T-boned by Chase Briscoe on the back straightaway isn't. Fuck right off, NASCAR, with your fucking manipulative bullshit. But hey, whatever, I guess, hey, HMS played by NASCAR's inconsistent bullshit rules today. And HMS still got a 1-2-3 sweep anyway, so fuck it, I guess. I won't be too salty about it, I guess. HMS still won anyway, despite NASCAR trying to manipulate the outcome of this race. But yeah, I think Larson has the car to beat this year. Like I said at Fontana last week, Larson has the fastest car out there. He was running fastest car at Fontana last week at the end of the race, and he was 16 laps down. Like I said, if 5 team can get their reliability issues solved, this team's gonna be hard to beat. And well, that F5 car was fast today, but in the end, though, I feel like no matter what, Byron was probably going to win this race anyway. Like, Byron was running Larson down in the closing laps before the Almirola incident, but still, Byron had the best car today and the best car won, so, hey, congrats to Byron. Great win for HMS, great team win. That should boost everyone's morale up after what happened to Chase Elliott. But, yeah. Despite NASCAR trying to manipulate the outcome of this race, HMS still bullies the field anyway. So, yeah. Like NASCAR 100% was trying to make this mid-race be have a more exciting finish than Larson just running away with it. But, hey, HMS still won. I think HMS has a thing with her for the spring race at Vegas. Because this is now the 3rd year in a row that an HMS car has won the spring Vegas race. Kyle Larson in 2021, Alex Bowman last year, and now William Byron this year. Since it's been 3 different drivers, maybe in 2024 Chase Elliott wins the spring race at Vegas. Maybe, but yeah. Honestly, this race kind of proved that Vegas should not have 2 dates. I'll be honest, Vegas shouldn't have 2 dates. It should be only 1 date. Like I've mentioned a couple of times before, I'm not a fan of having 2 race dates on 1 track configuration. But sadly, we're stuck with 2 dates. NASCAR's stuck with 2 dates at Vegas until 2031 per the contract. But yeah. Still, Larson gets the win. Byron gets the win. Still a solid point. Solid day for HMS to get a 1-2-3 podium, 1-2-3 sweep. Maybe could have been 1-2-3-4 if Chase Elliott didn't injure himself, but shit happens. Shit happens though. And hey, what could have been? But I will say to Chase Elliott, I wish him a speedy recovery. Hope he comes back soon so that we can get this HMS ball rolling. Some tells me that when Chase Elliott comes back, he's going to pull a fucking Kyle Busch 2015 and win the championship after missing like a third of the fucking season. But yeah. But yeah, remember how we all fucking gave Kyle Busch shit for winning a championship after missing a third of a season? Well, we might be on the other end of that deal now. Oof. At least Kyle Busch has 2 At least Kyle Busch would have had 2 championships under season-long points anyway, so it kind of balances out, though. But yeah, we'll find out Byron's chase fate later this season, but he's in a prime position now to make the chase. As next week we head to Phoenix. A boring track. Okay. To end the West Coast swing. But yeah, we're about to see if NASCAR's new short track package, if it will truly improve the racing on those kind of 1-mile tracks or not. We'll find out next week. But yeah, mid-race, but despite NASCAR trying to manipulate the outcome of this and the finish and outcome of this race for entertainment purposes, HMS still bullied the field and got the 1-2-3 sweep anyway, so whatever. We played by the rules and still won. Yeah, but yeah, I'm out. I'm going to celebrate this win. Win 292 for HMS. 8 away from 300.